Talinda is joining us from, I believe, St. Louis today. Hello!
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you
Happy
for
Mental
joining.
Health Action Day.
You too. Thanks for making this happen. I know it was particularly rough for you. You're at a party.
I don't know if it's so rough as, you know, I just got to kind of coordinate some stuff, but it's okay.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us.
Of course. Yes, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yes, okay, cool. So tell us and the audience more about 320 Changes Direction.
Yeah, so I started, I founded 320 Changes Direction after my late husband, Chester Bennington of Lincoln Park, passed away. He sadly died by suicide. And I deeply understood the need to remove the stigma surrounding mental health, you know, depression, addiction, and also the unknown about mental health, like mental health care. And so I was left with his platform, reach to his fans, to talk to them because they were hurting so much, as you know, we all were, and just to open up the dialogue and conversation. And so it's a mental health initiative, and it's aimed to sharing resources and just really trying to change the culture surrounding mental health, which I think that we're doing, not we as in 320, but we as a society. So it's really awesome.
Yes, definitely.
You were right at the, you were there right out of the gates with this when it was still a stigmatized thing, which is really the genesis of 320 Changes Direction. So, I mean, yeah, you can absolutely take credit for that. I mean, you brought the conversation to the mainstream, which was a, you know, a very critical barrier to burst through.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, great interview on Anderson Cooper, by the way. If you guys haven't seen it, go check that out. It's up online now. We'll post the link. You know, you talk a lot about, you know, erasing the stigma. I think it is so important because, you know, I feel that as the next generation, you know, grows up, like we have the power to really change that, you know, popular opinion on it being taboo to talk about mental health. And we all experience it, especially, of course, with this pandemic, right?
Right.
How has the pandemic affected the mental health of you and your children?
You know, it definitely has affected us, much like it has most people. But I personally feel like I was very lucky. You know, I have my children, they're in good health. I was in good health. You know, we have a roof over our heads. You know, so we have a lot of blessings, and I really focused on that. My kids, they loved being home. I'm not going to lie, they loved being home from school. But after a while, it was very clear the effects of being isolated had on them. And, you know, they have a really great therapist and who, you know, would do, you know, face conferences with them and stuff like that, and give them activities to do to work on their mental health well-being and care. And yeah, so we're okay though.
Yeah, that's great. That's so great to hear.
Yeah, no, that's really great. And, you know, we appreciate organizations like Charity Bomb that are, you know, doing the work to educate Gen Z on EQ and SEL. Are there any specific, you know, EQ and SEL tools? Well, first of all, SEL, Matthew, would you like to explain to the folks at home, what is SEL and Operation Gen Z EQ?
Yeah, so it's basically, I mean, it's learning how to navigate your feelings at, you know, a very early age. So, you know, there's a process to it. It's think, decide, and act. I think, you know, the thing about the EQ and SEL is in school, we're taught, you know, IQ, and all of the emphasis is put on IQ. And so EQ is completely neglected when I think a lot of people would argue that EQ is, it's definitely as important, if not more important than IQ when it comes to, you know, success in life and being peaceful and spiritually grounded and all those things. So it's basically, it's several tenets of learning how to navigate your mental well-being, you know, your feelings and processing anger and, you know, just, you instead of reacting to things viscerally. And it really teaches you how to build better relationships. I'm glad Talinda brought up a therapist. We advocate for, I personally think everybody should be in therapy. And that's not, insulting anybody, but if there's anything in life that we want to get good at, we have to learn how to do it, and then put your 10,000 hours of practice in. So if you practice these good, behavioral patterns, that's how you manifest healthy relationships, and you can navigate through a healthy life.
Absolutely. So Matthew, you talk about different, SEL tools, gratitude journaling, stress management, coping skills, identifying the physical manifestations of emotions in the body, right? Talinda, what specific tools do you find yourself using at home with your family?
So my kids, and I actually asked them if it was okay if I shared what they do for this, for themselves, and they allowed me to share. So that's why I'm free to talk about it. But one of my daughters, she likes to draw, so she draws pictures about her feelings and about her day, and her therapist has helped her, kind of label those feelings. They're not good or bad, they're just feelings. And my other daughter loves to write. She just writes and writes and writes. So they do that, and then we try to talk about it, get outside. If they're, my one daughter, she's very anxious a lot, and so when she gets like that, she knows, like, okay, we have to go outside and go for a hike or jump on the trampoline, something physical to kind of release those endorphins.
Yeah, I think that's such a good point. I know for me, like nature, getting outside, hiking, getting connected to the earth, and just exercise in general, right? Does that work for you as well, Talinda?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
Gets us out of our heads, right? And Matthew,
yeah,
I'm sure you see that with your kids as well, right?
For sure, yes.
Yeah, and it's amazing to watch kids. My son is 3, and I mean, besides being the coolest cat in the universe, it's how in the moment they are. Like they don't assign any sort of ancillary or peripheral meaning to anything. They just live and they exist. And it's just so great. They're so connected to the source. It's wonderful.
Yeah. No, it's incredible. So, in honor of Mental Health Action Day, Charity Bomb has come up with a little journaling exercise, which we thought we could kind of talk through to the folks at home. And we posted it in our Instagram story. So here's what it looks like. And great exercise that, you can do something, takes just a few minutes, something you do every morning. So yeah, do you guys want to participate in our Take Action exercise for Take Action Day?
Yeah, I can do a question.
Okay, cool. So each thing you list 3 ways, but we can just kind of do one of each if that's easiest. But the first thing is list 3 things that cause you stress. So I know there's plenty of things that I can think of, but what Matthew and Talinda, what comes to mind for you guys?
Let's just go ahead, Talinda, if you got one.
Yeah, my kids. I'm raising a teenager. My kids are, they're part of my heart walking outside of my body. So it's very stressful to think of anything happening to them, especially after what, I went through with such a loss. And so I'm very, my son calls me an alarmist, but I don't care. But I'm always stressed about something happening to them.
Totally. As a you're not a
parent. I can't even imagine, and I worry about my family as well. But I don't have kids, but my parents, and I worry about my friends and family. So my chosen family too. The next one is list 3 ways to reduce stress levels. So I know for me, music, like listening to music, playing music, and we have a lot of comments here. Lincoln Park has gotten me through Asperger's diagnosis when I was 23 back in 2004. Thank you, Tabby. A lot of people sharing about how Chester, was of course so inspirational to getting through their issues. So for me, music is the number 1 way that I reduce stress. How about you guys?
For me, I would say meditation is probably a cliche answer, but it's also a very good one. And to say something quickly about meditation, a lot of people feel like it's daunting to consider the proposition of meditating. Like people feel like they're not getting it or they're not experiencing what you're supposed to experience. I would encourage them just keep doing whatever they're doing, because meditation is a really broadly defined thing, and it's really about just being connected in the moment, clearing your brain of all the congestion, and it just brings you back to center.
Absolutely. Is there a certain app that you use for that?
No, but I think that's because I've been doing it for so long before apps were around.
Amazing. J-Days, what's up? I use Insight Timer. I love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I heard of people do Headspace. What about you, Talinda? Are you into any of the meditation apps?
Not really for meditation. No, like my form of meditation isn't really like sitting still. It's for me, like when I'm snowboarding, that's, I'm just
Nice.
on my own and one with nature. But it's a way I relieve stress is actually, although I hate it before I do it, but I do it because I know how much better I'll feel, is working out. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I love to work out. Like I will like drag myself to go work out because I know I need it. So yeah, working out is a big one for me.
Yeah, totally.
Same. That's how I feel.
I want to
do it,
be
but I
one of
know
those
I'll
people
do
that's
it.
like, right, I want to be like, oh, I love working out. Like I really don't love it, but like I do it because it's good for me.
Yeah, totally.
You feel better after.
Right.
What?
That's how I feel about running. Yeah,
Running.
exactly.
You won't find me running. Okay. And then the last exercise is list 3 things you are grateful for today. And I just love this because this is something I've really been trying to incorporate personally in my life more. Just, anytime that you're stressed, just feeling gratitude for, taking the inventory and stock of what you do have. Because I feel like, in today's society, we're always so focused on we want more, faster, better, right? And being able to just appreciate what you already have, I think brings more of the good things. So yeah. What things are you guys grateful for that helps bring you down to earth?
Oh, I'm certainly grateful for my son and for my wife, Vic. She's amazing, and to think that I would find such a healthy and wonderful relationship wasn't really in the cards for me. So I'm grateful for her.
Amazing.
I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for all of you guys. And I'm grateful for today, Mental Health Action Day, that it's a thing. I mean, how amazing is that?
Yeah, nice one.
Yes. I think we've come a long way. And Talinda, I'm so grateful for you to join our show today.
Thank you.
I was part of the 320 Festival last year. I took part in it and I really enjoyed that collaboration with Kevin Lyman. And what's next for 320 Changes Direction? Do you guys have any future plans in the works yet?
We have some stuff in the works. Yeah, I can't really talk about it yet, but yeah, I mean, we have such a passionate crew and passionate partners, and I think it's just inevitable that we're gonna keep doing more passionate work in this space.
Yes, absolutely. And it really is just such an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Park, huge musical influence, and I did have the honor of meeting Chester when they played Work Tour 2014.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, and he was just, so full of light, and he came off stage, and they had a bunch of guests. I don't know if you were there. They had a bunch of guest singers.
Yeah.
Remember? So they had people from Issues and different bands, and
yeah.
Because I'm an advocate obviously for women in music, and so the first thing I said to him was, "How about getting some women on the stage with you?" And he was so sincere, and he just looked at me and said, "You know what? You're right. That's something that we need to work on." And you could just tell he was really listening. He was so down to earth and
right.
Yeah.
Yes, very inspirational.
Awesome.
So, thank you so much. Any final questions, Matthew?
No, just thank you all so much, and thanks for everybody tuning in. You do a killer show. Good job, you guys.
Yeah, great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Well, Matthew, stick with us. We'll bring Pam from Respectful Ways on next. Linda, have a great night. You guys check out her interview with Anderson Cooper. It was great. And yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate
Thank you
it.
guys so much.
And shout out to all Talinda's fans. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.